Do you ever feel that your client slowly transforms into your boss? Do you have clients who, over time, start treating you like an employee? They expect you to be available for them all the time. They start calling you when they want without notice. They keep sending you urgent tasks without informing you or checking your availability. As a freelancer, I have fallen into that trap a handful of times, and it's very frustrating. After all, one of the reasons I chose freelance over a full-time job was to have some flexibility and freedom. Yet there is a unique type of client that tries to take it away from me. I call them sneaking bosses. Over years of working as a freelance video editor, I have developed some methods of identifying sneaking bosses and preventing them from taking my precious freedom away. And I thought I'd make a video to share those tips with my fellow freelancers. Let's get started. Let's make one thing clear. Sneaking bosses often don't realize they are being, sneaking bosses. They often can be very nice people to work with, but it doesn't make them any less harmful to your freelance business and your freedom in general. Okay, first of all, why is this a problem? Being treated as an employee doesn't sound that bad as long as you are paid for your work, right? Wrong. The thing is, everything comes with a price. When you are a full-time employee, you give away some of your freedom, but get some benefits in return. You get paid regularly, regardless of how busy you are. You have paid holidays, sick leaves, and overall stability. Also, your employer covers your work expenses and pays for your work equipment. Sneaking bosses want all the perks of having a full-time employee without paying the price. So how can you identify them? Sometimes it's pretty simple. They reveal themselves by proposing very strict and limiting contracts. A company once approached me with a very absurd point in their contract. I was supposed to notify them every time I was going to start working with a new client. Obviously, it wasn't acceptable to me, and even though they later agreed to remove that point from the contract, I still declined the offer. Another client required full availability at all times, which was also unacceptable for me because I have other clients and commitments. But more often than not, sneaking bosses reveal themselves gradually, slowly, but steadily limiting you over a long period. Here is a very classic situation that happened to me. I started working with a small media production company a few years ago. It wasn't for a specific project, but a long-term collaboration where I was constantly involved in most of their ongoing projects. This collaboration was taking more and more of my time. Don't get me wrong, I was charging the client for every hour of work I did for them, so obviously I didn't mind the volume of work. But over time, the team was growing bigger and bigger, while I was the only freelancer in the group. Soon I found myself in a situation where all the employees treated me as a full-time team member. In fact, some of the team members didn't even know that I was a freelancer working with other clients too. I started getting unscheduled video calls and urgent requests, often while I was busy on other projects. Things got worse when some team members began complaining about this. Even though I enjoyed the projects I was doing for this client, I had to manage this situation. I'll let you know how exactly I have resolved this in a minute, but for now, here are a few ways you can handle sneaking bosses. Method 1. Ask for a retainer. As I said, every business would love to have all the benefits of having a full-time employee without worrying about the responsibilities and costs that come with it. These clients want you to be available as soon as they need you, but they don't guarantee they will have enough work for you to fill up all your time. One way to handle this is to ask for a weekly or monthly retainer. If the client wants more control over your time, it should come with a price. It is still not a perfect deal, and I avoid projects that limit me too much, but at least it's fair. Freelancers' time is money. No one can take it away for free. Method 2. Set boundaries. Easier said than done, but you need to set some boundaries to regain control. I have a small sneaky trick that I sometimes use to remind the client that if they want my time, they need to give me early notice. I sometimes become unavailable. If the client conveniently forgets you are not their employee, become unavailable for a day or two. Now, if you are an established freelancer, this will happen whether you want it or not. You probably will have other projects that will keep you busy anyway, but even if not, it is useful sometimes to decline an urgent task from a sneaking boss and tell them you can do it only tomorrow or the next day. It will be a good reminder for the sneaking boss that they need to book your time ahead. Method 3. Communicate. Communication is the simplest way to handle this situation, and I recommend starting with this method before trying the others. In fact, this is exactly how I sorted the case with the media company I was talking about. I just scheduled a call with the CEO, who was the person that hired me initially, And we had a friendly, open conversation, which was enough to sort everything out, and I still work with them up until this day. And by the way, I plan to make more videos on how I usually communicate with my clients. If you're interested, subscribe to my channel to get notified. And let me know in the comments how you usually deal with sneaking bosses. As I said, sometimes sneaking bosses don't realize they are playing unfair, and a brief open conversation can be enough. If not, triple your rates and scare them away. Not every client will be nice and understanding, though. Some of them can be terrible to work with. I have made a list of 7 types of clients every freelancer should avoid. Check out this video next to find out which clients can be a total nightmare.